what percentage then of men do you think are inclined to assault you in this way, to pick bear over man? Starting with you, Chloe, go ahead.
I actually wasn't even thinking about them doing something per se. I don't like the majority of guys. Like, really people too. I do agree actually with you. Even a woman spawning there, I just don't really like people all that much.
You dislike people to the point that you'd rather encounter a bear?
Oh, I'd love to test my luck. I love animals.
So the choice is like have a like gossip about some shit with it, like a bimbo. Like that could be a scenario. Like she's just like Paris Hilton or some shit. It's like,
no, I don't want that.
You'd pick a bear over Paris Hilton?
Yes. If I wanted to talk with someone and like hee hee ha ha and chit chat, I'd go to like a salon or go somewhere where I'd want to talk to people. If I'm in the woods. Can
I ask you a question? If you didn't eat breakfast today, how would you feel?
What do you mean?
If you didn't have breakfast this morning, how would you feel?
I'd be a little hungry.
Okay. All right. So you pick a bear over any human. What about a baby? There's just a baby in the crib. It's crying, maybe. You pick the bear then?
I'll pick the bear because I don't want the baby to spawn in the forest. The baby should be at home with its family.
All right, good. That's a great. Okay, cool. All right, and then why? So, you. What's the percentage chance of a woman doing something bad to you to the point that you'd rather pick a wild animal that's like 4 times as big as you over a woman? Like, what are you afraid that a woman's going to do to you?
I mean, with an animal, it's clear cut. You know, they're either going to eat you or they're not, or they're going to go somewhere else. You don't know a person's intentions, especially in the middle of a forest.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 women here. I mean, like, you would rather spawn with a bear than any of the women here at the table?
I mean, excluding Paws.
So all the other women here at the table, you'd rather be in a forest with a bear than any of them?
I don't know who they are. I don't know their capacity.
You don't know them. Like Ellen over there, she could fucking stab you, bro. She could fucking pull out her knife and just start shanking you live on air.
Yeah, I don't know.
She could be violent.
Right.
Okay.
What if you changed it from a bear to a lion, just by a show of hands, would anybody's answer change? Random bear or random lion or random man?
No.
No.
Is this because like lions are maybe perceived as more aggressive?
Yeah, like 20-fold.
Yeah. It doesn't change? Okay. All right.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, random Tyrannosaurus Rex or random man?
Yeah.
Anybody's answer change?
T-Rex or
no, yeah, maybe a T-Rex because they can't really get to you.
What?
They have tiny arms.
Yeah, but they have... Oh,
I mean, they're like big and they can like run fast.
Rewatch Jurassic Park, bro.
Okay, show of hands real quick. Random velociraptor or a random man? Show of hands.
Velociraptor or man?
You can just like climb the back and they can't reach you.
Okay, pause. I'm going to get you in a cage with a velociraptor. Let's see how that goes. Does it change it? Velociraptor or man?
No, it doesn't change.
It's still velociraptor.
Yes.
Velociraptor? Look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm damaged. So I would probably still the
Velociraptor or man?
I don't know. Velociraptors are cute.
What the fuck? Right,
they're like,
what the fuck?
I used to call my little sibling a velociraptor. I don't know.
That's great. Okay, a couple more clarifying questions then. Okay. Going to the men, though, I know you said you don't even want the woman over the bear. What is the risk assessment on, like, what percentage of men do you think would choose to, like, SA you out of the random of the male population in the United States?
I don't know, but am I willing to take that risk in the middle of a forest? You know, someone who would SA me?
I mean, typically when you're doing a risk assessment, if like the risk of something is like 0.0001 versus say like 50%, you're gonna like, you know.
If the man chooses to essay me and I have to live with that for the rest of my life,
Well, there's no guarantee in this situation that it's not a guarantee you get essayed.
Okay.
Do you think that, or do you think that it is a guarantee?
No, I don't
If
think
you're
that
alone with a man, he's going to essay you.
I don't think that it's a guarantee.
Okay, so what's your risk assessment? What's the percentage?
I'm going on the worst possible scenario. So if it's like the man's going to essay me and
What
torture
is the
me,
percentage of the worst possible scenario happening?
I would say like in the forest. If we're talking about just in the forest, it's a 50-50 because you don't know what type of person they are. They could be a hiker. They could be someone who wants to get a person alone and do whatever they want with them.
What do you think a Tyrannosaurus Rex would want to do?
Kill me.
Do you think that you could like calm it down?
I could do it.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really.
I don't know.
Wait, so 50% of men though would
In the
try to-
forest.
in the forest. Okay.
Well, let me just ask this real quick, Brian.
Yeah.
If you were assured death or a random man in the forest, which would you choose?
Probably death. I just don't know what the person is capable. Like I said, not man. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. If I'm in the middle of the forest with them, I just don't know what they'll do. Versus if a bear is mauling me in 2 seconds, then I'm already gone.
So what is the percent risk of anybody trying to essay you, trying to hurt you in some way? What's the percent risk?
I would say it's 50-50. Anyone.
50% in the forest.
In the forest.
What about in urban settings?
In urban settings, probably, I would say, like, 75% they're not going to do anything, and maybe 25% they are.
How about this? You're alone in a room with a man. What's the percent there? What percentage of men would do something
If I'm alone in a room
with a man?
with a man,
Yeah.
I would say, it's hard to say. I don't know. Maybe like 60% that they're not going to do something, 40% they are. I mean,
40%.
I don't know the true intentions of someone.
Okay. So 40% of the time you've been alone in a room with a man, you've been essayed.
No. I mean,
So how do you...
I'm not in a, I can't calculate probability.
Have you ever been in a room alone with a man?
Yes.
Have you? I mean, it sounds like from the previous statements you've made, you have had casual sexual encounters. I'm assuming these were consensual. Maybe not all of them, but...
Yes. And it's just been with one person who's had good intentions.
Wait, you've only had that with
I'm not
one
saying,
person?
I'm not saying like
Wait.
that. I'm not like saying that like, oh, it's like 100 people and then it's like 25% of them are like wrong. And then, you know what I mean? I don't.
Okay, so 40% of men. So just to be clear, do you have any male siblings?
No.
You have male cousins. You have a father?
Yes.
All right. 40% of your immediate family are essayers.
No.
What makes your family superior to the general population?
I mean, I don't know because I know them on a personal level. I don't think they would do that, but I'm not saying it's
But
limited to a
isn't
man.
it the case with some of these statistics that it's more likely to be somebody you know who does this to you?
You're right on that. I'm just saying if it's any random person, I'm not limiting this to a man or not. I'm saying there's like a 60-40 chance% of them being good versus bad.
What's the population, the adult male population of the United States? It's 165 million. 40% of 165 million. Sorry, I'm fucking terrible. Of 165.
So let me ask you a question real quick. Just another curiosity question I was wondering about. You agree with me that people can overcome horribly traumatic experiences? They can overcome those? At least some percentage of people can.
Some percentage, yes.
Yeah, at least some percentage. Can they do that if they're dead?
No.
No. So if you had to choose on behalf of other women who were not you did not know the woman, but you had to spawn them in the forest with a random man or a random bear, which one would you choose then?
I don't know. Look, me personally, yes, I would choose the bear. For them,
Yeah, no, but this is not you personally.
For
This is
them,
you choosing for somebody else.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if don't know. You're asking me if I'm choosing between them being dead or having a traumatic experience they're going to eventually overcome.
Well, I'm not asking you that. I'm asking if you had to choose on behalf of another woman who was not you, did not know what the choice would be that this woman would make, but you could spawn her into a forest with a random bear or a random man, which one would you choose then?
I guess the man. I'm just saying I couldn't deal with an extremely traumatic experience. I'd rather choose being mauled and being dead in 2 or a couple minutes. If it was another woman, maybe she might be stronger than me. I don't know.
Well, just on your risk assessment really quick here, you said 40%. Are you prepared to say that 66 million men in the United States are inclined to this kind of crime?
No, I didn't say a hard fact like that.
Well, you said 40%.
Yeah, that's based on my belief of whether or not I trust a person alone in a room or alone in the forest.
Right, but the question was, what percentage of people would be inclined, or what percentage of men would be inclined to do something like this? And you said, to which you answered 40%. So you have to say that 66 million men in the United States are inclined to do this.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I am more cautious of their intentions. That's my belief. I don't think that a lot of people are. I think that's not the case.
And then those of you who said bear, I guess final thing, then I'm going to move it on. Does it change anything if it's 10 men versus 10 bears?
I don't know. I still think it's kind of fun. I don't know. I don't know. I just like them. I would take my chances for a little adventure.
Well,
I
it
don't
would be
know.
fun, expecting to play around with the bear.
Yeah.
But what if they're all attacking you at once? Could you survive 10 bears versus 10 men?
For me, it's not so much of a concern of whether I'll survive or not. If I do or don't, that's just what happens. But
So what's stopping you from just right now? Do you just not care about living? Is that?
I just like my life experiences, and I would really like to experience possibly being able to befriend and cuddle a group of bears. I think
At the risk of death?
I mean, I would try to play with all the wild animals near me as a kid, so it's
What's stopping you right now from going to a zoo and jumping in the gorilla enclosure? There's literally nothing stopping
When
you
I
from
was
doing it.
a kid, my biggest dream in the world was being able to hang out and spend time next to a hippo. I knew how dangerous they were, but they're just so darn cute.
Maybe a baby hippo.
No, like an adult, the big chunky ones.
Want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
That was my favorite song.
Only a hippopotamus
What
will
the
do. And I don't care if it bites me in half. I don't give a fuck. What is wrong with you? What do you mean? You gonna go hang out with the hippopotamuses? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
They're
you're going to be
cute.
dead, son.
One time I
Dead.
tried to befriend this coyote that was near us.
DED.
Dead.
And
Dead.
he
That
wasn't so
spells dead.
nice, but we came to a
boy.
mutual understanding, I think.
That's good. Does it change anything for you if it's 10 men versus 10 bears?
I would take the 10 bears.
What about 100 men, 100 bears?
I would take the 100 bears.
I'm a little confused though. So you said 60%, even using your own number that you provided, you said 40% of men would try to do something crazy, 60% wouldn't. So if the 60% of men, even granting to you the ridiculous statistics, no offense, 40% of men are evil and they want to attack you, whatever, there's 60 men versus 40 men. If 60 men saw you being attacked by 40 men, the 60 men would outnumber the 40 men. You don't think that they would intervene in this situation? They just let it happen?
That would be kind of crazy to watch.
Do you want to answer the question though?
I don't know. I'm just saying I don't it's based on each of them. I don't know. I still would choose the bears. Yes. That's my final answer.
You don't. All right.
What if the 40 men had guns? That would change it, and then they shoot me. I don't
It's just average.
What if they had knives, and then the good men can't stop them? We were putting crazy hypotheticals in this. I'll add even more crazy hypotheticals.
It's just interesting to me because there's this fear here. Well, if you're alone, that you're alone, but you move through your life with other people around, You walk by men all the time in the street. They don't do anything to you. You've probably encountered thousands, tens of thousands of men. They've done nothing to you. You just walk right past you.
Are you assuming that? Because, like,
Am I
there have been
wrong?
people, yes. Like,
Okay, so the majority of men that you literally just
not
walk
the
past
majority.
fucking slap you in the face?
Not the majority, but there has been times where I feel that people are like
I don't care how
walking
you
past
feel.
me, like stalked me, basically.
I don't care how you feel. Did they or did they not?
They made me feel uncomfortable, yes.
How did they make...
Catcalling, harassing, walking behind you for like 10 minutes straight trying to figure out where you live.
The majority of men
I'm
do
not
that?
saying the majority
or like
of
it
men.
happens
You're
like
twisting my words.
It happens once a season. Some guy follows you. How often have you been followed home? It happens to women 100%.
I literally
I've
work
seen
in
videos
LA.
of it.
Like, yes, I'm scared.
Okay, so homeless people?
I'm not saying homeless people. I just say, like, I'm scared on my walk back to my parking lot. Like, in a city. Yes, it's scary to me.
Okay, so...
I don't know what their intention is.
But I grant that this happens, but like, how many men do you walk past and there's no encounter whatsoever?
A lot of the times.
Tens of thousands of men you've walked past your entire life who've done nothing to you.
Let me flip the question. How many times has a man been scared that anyone's going to do anything from him on the
Actually,
way back?
there's statistics to...
I mean, like if he's in prison?
I'm not talking about prison. I'm just talking walk back to your car in like a crowded like suburban area.
Actually, as a man, men are more likely to be victims of violent crime. So yeah, I think about my safety all the time.
I just feel like this question's asked a lot more towards women, not men.
What do you mean? I just answered your question.
I know, but I fear for my safety. That's all I'm...
Cool. I fear for my safety too.
Okay, I'm glad we both agree.
Okay. I don't know if that was a really productive exchange there, but I mean,
I don't
do you think
know.
men are just like oblivious to their surroundings?
I'm sorry. I don't think I don't think it was a productive exchange for you to ask me if I was trapped in a room with 100 men and then 100 bears.
No, I said
and
the
then
forest.
The forest, fine. 100 bears, 100 men. Like I don't know where this conversation's going exactly.
Well, the reason I bump up the amount of people is that there's a component here of like, well, if you're alone, but like even using your own stats that you said it was 60-40, if there's 6 men who are good men, and then there's 4 men who have bad intentions, that's still more men that would intervene on your behalf to protect you from these 4 bad men.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's why I ask it.
Yeah.
Despite this, you would still risk the bear over... It's just kind of crazy to me. Do you guys think that this is a sexist position to hold, to pick a bear over a man? Is it sexist against men?
No.
Not sexist. Okay.
I'm just saying. I've
It's
said
not,
any
okay.
person.
Do you think it's sexist?
No, I didn't choose a bear because of that reason.
Oh, okay. Do you think it's sexist?
What was the question?
Do you think if you pick the bear over the man, do you think it's sexist?
Well, I'm thinking the bear because I think it'll be fun. I'm not thinking it because...
Okay, well,
like,
just engage for realsies.
What do you mean? You asked if I would pick a man or a bear. I said a bear. I have my own reasons for that. My reasons are I think it would be really fun.
Okay, I'm just going to skip
there's
over
no
you. Not sexist. Question, if we were to change this to be like include race, so if people were picking bear over black person, would this be racist?
I feel like it would.
Why?
Well, because people are scared of black people, so to say, is the statistics. And so I feel like more people would choose the bear because they would be
Okay.
scared.
Would it be racist to pick a bear over a black person?
No.
It wouldn't be racist.
I would say that about any race, any gender.
Okay, I guess she's consistent. I guess.
What if I would normally choose a man over a bear, but if it's specified that that man is black, I would choose a bear. Would that make me racist?
Like if you're saying, you'd normally choose any other race man over a bear, and then the bear, the man is black.
Just a normal man doesn't.
Okay. Well, if you're switching the question in that way, yes. If you'd like, yes. But I know I've kept it consistent.
It is interesting. Okay, all right. I'm gonna move it off of the bear then. Let me see. We do have a chat here. We have Low Paladins. This woman is literally on the oh my god, bro, on the same mental capacity as the 4-year-old girl. Can I pet that dog? Can we get Brian to play that clip?
I love that clip.
You know what? I don't know what that is. Can I pet that dog?
She's a really cute little girl. Yeah. Oh my
okay.
gosh, I love
All
it
right.
so much.